Why did you leave Islam?
I left Islam because I got educated.
It's wrong to say just I became educated.
It's hard to breathe, but that's alright.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's your boy again, ShadyShae, the one and the only. And today, guys, we are about to watch a video that you are not ready for. Do British Muslims have a problem with apostates? The big question. So without saying too much, guys, let's jump on it right away. But before we start, make sure you smash like, subscribe, give me some love, and let's get this.
Well, apostasy, posh word for giving up religion or faith, abandoning your faith, mainly used by believers to describe those who have renounced their beliefs for atheism or to convert to another faith. Well, in Islam, it also covers anyone who denies a fundamental tenet or creed, even agreeing that man evolved from animals, so human evolution and so forth. And it also covers anyone who's mocked Allah or questioned Sharia law.
Wait, anyone? So it covers anyone who mocks Allah or you question Sharia law. It covers you.
Now, at one extreme, punishable by death in some countries and imprisonment in others. Now, in Sharia civil law, apostates may have their marriages annulled, lose the rights to their children, lose their property, and be shunned by their families. Even in the UK, where everyone has the right to freedom of religion, ex-Muslims say that they've been made to suffer for renouncing their beliefs. So do British Muslims have a problem with apostates? Well,
even in the UK, this is happening. In the United Kingdom. That's rather harsh, isn't it?
Amal, why did you leave? There you are. Why did you leave Islam?
I left Islam because I got educated. I didn't agree with the Quran being the revelation of God and Muhammad a perfect embodiment. In fact, I felt it was a questionable moral guidance.
I left Islam because I got educated. Wow. She didn't even say she had a revelation from another God, just education. Her eyes were opened. Okay.
Embodiment. In fact, I felt it was a questionable moral guidance that couldn't be applied to the 21st century. Those ideas mark you out as an apostate, and because of that, you face being rejected by your family, the community, and you face being called names like apostate, names like kafir, murtad.
So what has that been like for you?
Okay.
It has been difficult because you grow up with a family, and just because you have ideological divide, you decide that you don't believe in the Quran. Does that mean that you don't want to be with your family?
But that's particular families. All families are different.
I'm talking about the context of a devout Muslim family and a devout Muslim community.
Is this a common experience, do you think?
I think it is a common experience for individuals that come from devout families and live in devout communities. If Islam to have a community of believers that strongly believe
the Ummah
that believe that the Quran is the literal word of God and Muhammad supposed perfect embodiment, it cannot tolerate any form of dissent. So you are rejected, you are threatened with potential violence for breaking with this norm.
Have you been?
I have been, yes, and I have been. I'm estranged from my family because there was no way my family was going to accept that.
But there are hotheads and idiots in every walk of life.
Well, this is the thing. The headlines are grabbed by the so-called jihadists, the people who carry out vigilante violence, but what we're missing is the conservatives who sit behind that, the many Muslims who believe in that backward ideology and believe in that backward ideology.
You see her face, like you can see the pain in her eyes. You can even feel her voice shaking as she's speaking.
And even though they might not carry out violence, they will approve of it. And they do call you names, like I said, like murtad.
Well, okay.
And those are Sharia terminologies that carry the capital punishment.
In 23 countries across the world as part of the penal code. Let's get this sorted out. Let's sort it out once and for all. You know, when all Sharia conditions apply in a perfect Sharia state, should apostasy be a criminal offence? Yes or no?
Well, here we are again, another groundbreaking Islam is evil or bad discussion and so on. And I think it's been done to death, unfortunately.
Before we go in,
Yes or no? That's all he asked.
further, could you just clarify?
But I mean, look, I could say that I became...
You've never done apostasy before.
I could say I've done... I became Muslim because I was educated, right? Just because... I don't think it's wrong to say just I became educated, that's why I left Islam.
Please, can we just...
That is her reason. That is her reason. Okay? It is her reason, her point of view.
I became Muslim because I was educated, right? Just because... I don't think it's wrong to say just I became educated, that's why I left Islam.
Can we just establish the ground rules on this? It's a straight question, then we'll move on to the other issues, because it's fascinating, because 23 countries across the world, it's in the penal code. When all Sharia conditions apply in a perfect Sharia state, should apostasy be a criminal offence?
I don't accept the Victorian era translation of irtidat.
He will never admit to it.
No, I don't accept that there is no apostasy law in Islam. I'm following classical understanding.
People have been killed under apostasy laws around the world, so there is something going on.
In post-colonial secular states. Post-colonial secular states.
They are applying the Sharia.
And I say that I reject the even idea of there being an apostasy law in Islam in the first place.
Let me ask you one more thing. What does it mean? Wait. Let's clarify first of all. What does apostasy mean to you then?
Well, apostasy in English, apostasy just means changing your mind. Whereas in Islam, irtidat would be best translated as sedition or treason.
All right, which I saw in some states it's seen as treason or sedition to actually leave the religion. Let me ask you one more thing. Then we'll throw it into the mix with everyone.
He never answered the question. He just wiggled himself out of it, dodged it.
Else. I mean, you shared platforms with this London Imam, Haytham al-Haddad, who says that female genital mutilation is obligatory. He supports wife-beating, supports gays being killed. And he has said that apostates should be killed and that their blood is halal. Do you disown this disgusting bigot?
Well, first and foremost, I share platforms with atheists, Christians, Jews, even
just
apostates and so on.
Abdullah.
Wait a second.
Just say
I think what is unfair is I could bedeck this entire audience out with people who've become Muslim, who've been ostracized by their family,
do you disown this
kicked out of their
disgusting
house,
bigot?
threatened, abused by their parents for becoming Muslim. They've had to spend the night in mosques because their parents have
do you disown this disgusting bigot?
Nick, he will never answer that question because he believes in a concept of tricking.
No, I believe in the concept of if you're going to talk about someone, invite them and let them speak for themselves. I'm only here to talk about ideas.
This is what he said.
I'm only here to talk about ideas.
This is what he said.
I'm not your Inquisition court. I'm not your Inquisition. He
just asked you a question. Do you agree with what he said or not? Okay, I mean, and she brought up something. Remember, she was a Muslim as well. So, obviously, she would know about what's going on in Islam. I mean, I'm a Christian, so I know what's going on in Christianity. If I left Christianity, you ask me questions, I'm going to tell you everything. Even as I'm a Christian, I'll still tell you everything that I know. Okay, there's nothing for me to keep away. All right, I'm not going to hide it. Okay, let's go.
About the Sharia.
Well, firstly, bring Haytham Haddad and let him defend himself.
This is on the record. This is what he said.
You can only agree with I
will not accede to this Inquisition court you're going to set up to say, do you condemn this or do you condemn that one?
So you're on here, but you're not going to express any opinions. Seems like a waste of time to me.
No, about ideas, not about people.
So here's
I haven't been coming to talk about people. I'm not anyone's lawyer.
Is the idea of female genital mutilation a good or a bad idea?
Well, female genital mutilation, I disagree with it strongly.
Good. So you can say that you disagree with that, and you think it's a disgusting, bigoted attitude.
You asked me about Haytham Haddad, not FGM.
But he said it's obligatory.
FGM, I will give you my answer about FGM.
Osama Hassan,
invite him.
Well, I asked you to agree whether he supports wife-beating, killing gays.
So you say.
He said no. He does.
If
we've seen
here,
it. It's there.
We don't know.
Okay.
No, we've seen it on YouTube.
You don't disown him. Osama Hassan, it's like turning your back on your family.
Wow.
Isn't it? Some people see it as the ultimate treachery.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've heard many stories like Amal's, although attitudes are changing in younger Muslim generation, some of them. But we have to be honest about the history of Islam. People leaving Islam in early Islam, they were the vibrant debate about it, where some believed in freedom of religion, others saw it as treason. And that's when this capital punishment was introduced in ancient and medieval Islamic law. Unfortunately, became the norm in the books, the idea that you would be killed, because it was seen as treason. And that carried on into this age, where you have the laws that you talked about. So,
why is he talking like he's scared?
in Saudi Arabia recently, for example, you know, there's a young man being sentenced to death because he dishonored the Quran in public. Al-Qaeda and IS in Syria and Iraq have executed 13-year-olds, accusing them of apostasy and blasphemy. So this is a serious problem, and Abdullah, you should answer the question, you know, simply.
What, about Haytham Haddad?
No, about irtidad. Do you regard it as treason? Do you believe in freedom of religion? Should Muslims have the freedom to convert to other religions or leave their faith, just as others have the freedom to convert to Islam? Yes. Or should they be killed if they do that? It's a serious question for the modern age.
Well, I was asked a question. I said, irtidad,
no, asking...
as sedition and treason. But people within Islamic theology ultimately choose which belief they take in this world, whether they want to accept Islam or reject Islam.
Yeah, but
the title of this discussion is, do British Muslims...
Okay, Amal, come in. Wait a minute, Amal.
It was ridiculous. It was made clear to me, growing up as a Muslim, as being somebody who is born to a Muslim family, you have no choice other than to remain as a Muslim. That was made clear to me. And
don't blame Islam for your ignorance.
And you know what? Then I blame Muhammad, okay? I blame Muhammad. I do. Because this argument that we're having about...
I'll start and listen to this ridiculous...
No, you get your chance. Let me say my point.
She's been speaking for the last 10 minutes.
No, Nick, let me make my point.
I'll come to you in a second. Go on.
I've not even spoken yet.
The problem, Nick, the reason why there is a division in the Muslim community is because it goes back to the founding person of Islam, Muhammad. Now, it's true. No, it's true. It doesn't say specifically in the Quran to kill people who leave Islam. However,
wait.
Let her talk. Allow her to talk, then you guys will talk.
It doesn't.
Wait, everyone. 2256. There should be no compulsion in religion.
It
says that.
But Nick, let's put it in context. Let's put it in context. There, in Islam,
not literalist,
the revelation of the Quran, there is something called the Meccan period, when Muhammad was a minority and he was all peaceful and turned the other cheek. And then there was when he went to Medina and he formed an Islamic state. And he is quoted in the hadith books where he says, whoever changes his religion, kill him. And this is where ISIS, who are very Islamic, Saudi Arabia, who are very Islamic, refer to that. Do we ignore Muhammad? I say yes. But unfortunately, Muslims don't agree with me.
Let me just come back on that. I think the important thing is that we believe in religious freedom. People are free to leave Islam. Actually, the evidence is that the traffic is the other way around. More and more people are coming into Islam.
No, it's publicised. It's publicised.
Well, let her finish.
Let me finish. I've respected your right to have your say, and I hope you should show some respect to me as well. The problem with people like Amal and other ex-Muslims is they spend their time after leaving Islam demonising and attacking Islam.
That's not true. That's not true. There are more people who are in the closet.
Okay, listen. Wait. Okay. Let me ask you a question, Mohammed. You said that, and you said it very clearly. Let me ask you a question. When you talk about demonising, of course, you were involved recently at the centre of this campaign against Majid Nawaz when he tweeted the Jesus and Mo cartoon. You tweeted Gushtaki Rasul. It went all over the world. That means defamer of the Prophet. That was a clear message, wasn't it?
He's an Islamist in a closet.
That was a clear message. Wait, let me ask. That was a clear message. You knew what you were doing. Kill. Yeah. That said kill, didn't it?
No, I didn't.
That's a crime.
I'm sorry.
That's a crime in his native Pakistan, to which he travels for business and work, the punishment for which is death. And you tweeted that.
Sorry, I fear. Let me answer.
Oh, okay. They caught him red-handed, and there was no way he could hide from that. Let's hear what he says about it.
And let me say that at that time, there were some very strong-held views by me. Sorry, let me just make the point before you interrupt me. But I held views. I said things and did things which I regret in the heat of the moment. But what I don't regret is standing up for the honour of our Prophet. And as Muslims, we honour our Prophet.
There's a death penalty in Pakistan.
I'm sorry, Nikki, the suggestion which has been put out by atheists and humanists and supporters of Majid Nawaz that I somehow endorse the violence I somehow endorsed these death threats.
You tweeted
I did not.
Like
I
that
did not.
do incite hatred.
Okay, one at a time, one at a time. Wait, everybody.
So you tweeted it, but you don't support it. Make that make sense.
Milo's come in. What do you want to say? 'Cause Milo's partner, your partner's Muslim, isn't it? Come in.
Yes, he is, and he would be horrified by your slipperiness, and he would be horrified by your hypocrisy. You tweeted that you were going to inform Islamic countries that Majid Nawaz had committed this crime for which you used the Urdu, which is a crime punishable by death in Pakistan. You tweeted that you would inform Islamic countries of what he'd done. What is that, if not an incitement to violence toward his person, or a request for the death penalty?
You said you shouldn't be interrupted, but now you feel the urge to interrupt someone else. You can't even afford someone to curtsy.
This seems to be a witch hunt against certain individuals that come onto the programme.
It is not a witch hunt.
This is... I won't take any witches from Council of Ex-Muslims. Look, I'm really...
Stop playing the victim.
Go on, Mohammed.
I'm trying to answer.
Go on, Mohammed. Let Mohammed answer. Let's wait. I'll tell you what, everyone. Shh. Let's have silence. Let Mohammed answer. I know Kate wants to come in, and Abdullah, I'm going to come back to you.
I've said already, and I've said it on record, and I say it again, at the heat of the moment, things were said, which I regret. If I had a chance again, I certainly wouldn't have done that.
So, if the person had died, if they actually did kill him...
but I don't hide away from the fact that I want to defend my faith. I want to defend the honour of the Prophet. And things were done in the heat of the moment. But, you know, this is part of the problem. If you want to have a rational debate about Islam and Muslims, we have experts like the Council of Ex-Muslims. And if they spent less time demonising Islam and Muslims, people might be prepared to have them on...
Osama Hassan, wait, Osama Hassan, sorry I just want to try and get everyone to get a fair crack at the whip. Abdullah, I'm coming back to you.
Can I just say, I've spoken to a lot of ex-Muslims and those who've gone and come back a bit, become agnostics. And one of the biggest reasons why people become apostates in the first place is because they see a harsh and intolerant and mindless, brainless version of Islam promoted all over the world, including in this country. And the best way to honour the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the best way to honour the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who is described as a mercy to the world, is to embody mercy and compassion, which is the fundamental message of the Quran. And many of our co-religionists have to understand that they don't defend the honour of the Prophet by becoming angry and calling for the death of blasphemers or infidels or apostates, but it is actually by showing mercy and compassion. And in fact, they will often defame and dishonour the Prophet more. ISIS and Al-Qaeda and these
Haddad,
people,
this man Haddad.
Well, people who present a harsh, intolerant version of Islam, they are defaming the Prophet. And they are defaming Islam and the Prophet.
Abdullah, do you agree with that? This is Allah is most beneficent and most merciful. So even if somebody in a Sharia state leaves the religion, they should be embraced as a fellow human being. That's just humanity, apart from being human rights. And that does happen, doesn't it?
I'm saying, yeah, ignorance defames the religion. But the point I want to make is that people who are from non-Muslim families, English families, they become Muslim, they're called race traitor, they are called terrorist. They are abused. So we see this actually happening across the board, not just with Muslims. So the fact that...
In all religions, or many religions.
You're picking on Muslims here is disingenuous and connected with some law that has to do with an Islamic state, of which we are not in an Islamic state, is evidenced very absurdly in the fact that not a single apostate in England has been killed.
Well, that's good. That's good.
So why do we keep bringing in this Sharia law matter when not a single apostate in England has been killed?
Do you understand why some people are... don't know what to think about Islam, or might be confused or suspicious or worried about it? Do you understand those concerns when people say one thing very reasonably on TV shows, but quite a different thing on Twitter? When people don't give straight answers to questions. Do you understand why somebody who perhaps doesn't know many Muslims...
And just picking up from this point, that is absolutely true, because the Islamists will never... in a platform like this, will not come out and say, be straight. There is a concept...
What have I not been straight on?
There is a concept
I've answered the question of FGM. Yeah. I've answered the question on
We're
what
not talking about
means.
FGM.
He's getting angry.
Here's the question you didn't answer.
When I say I don't want to condemn people,
when all Sharia conditions apply in a perfect Sharia state, should apostasy be a criminal offence?
And I said that I reject the translation apostasy. It's inaccurate. Irtidad is translated as sedition and treason. Do you want me to repeat it again a third time and a fourth time? Do I not fit?
Just say yes or no, and that was the question you were asked.
Here's the question you didn't answer.
When I say I don't want to condemn people for ideas.
When all Sharia conditions apply in a perfect Sharia state, should apostasy be a criminal offence?
And I said that I reject the translation apostasy. It's inaccurate. Irtidad is translated as sedition and treason. Do you want me to repeat it again a third time and a fourth time? Do I not fit? Do I not fit the stereotype of the ranting Muslim?
This is the problem when they politicise the faith.
Here's the thing. Of course, you know, first of all, yes, of course, lots of religions do things that aren't very nice, and so do some people who aren't religious. That's not the issue. The issue is there a particular... You know, is there a particular increased likelihood in Muslim communities that people who leave feel threatened, feel afraid, and also feel that they end up being ostracised from their family and their community? And the answer overwhelmingly does seem to be yes. It's a story that we hear a lot, and it's
you have no evidence for that at all whatsoever.
Well, I have a lot of
evidence. It's because she's not from the community, but we have evidence for it.
Ex-non-Muslims who become Muslim, and let them say their stories.
Okay.
Let them say their stories.
Sounds like a good idea. Let's get some audience. We'll go across to university. Good morning. Yeah.
I'm a Muslim. I'm a practicing Muslim, and to the lady, the reasons that she gave for leaving Islam, people also give the same reasons for coming into Islam.
Indeed, yes.
You need to understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, and also when it comes to apostasy, I'm not educated as these two guys, but I'm a Muslim and I follow my religion to the best I can, and I live in the West, born and raised in Africa, live in the West. I don't see that I'm on a collision course with my faith, and I follow the Quran. Your religion unto you, and my...
I don't know why it froze there, but let's go.
Best I can, and I live in the West, born and raised in Africa, live in the West. I don't see that I'm on a collision course with my faith, and I follow the Quran. Your religion unto you, and my religion to me. That's how I have friends who are Muslims and they're gay. I don't judge them. I am only responsible for who I sleep with, and I'm responsible for my sins. So when it comes to apostasy, my understanding, apostasy is not mentioned in the Quran. However, the Prophet has mentioned it in an hadith, say, those who leave the religion killed it. I researched into this, and my understanding is that this was said at a time when Islam was weak, coming up. Yeah, when the Jews and Christians and pagans were coming into Islam, just to leave, just to give the impression that Islam was not a religion worth following. So therefore, this was said. Okay. So fast forward into modern times, I don't think any Muslim would sit today and say, oh, we need to kill this guy because he's a Muslim.
Well, in 23 countries across the world. What's the rift?
I mean, in Nigeria, Northern Nigeria, you dare not leave. Even if you're a Christian, you became a Muslim, you want to then revert, you dare not leave. Okay, this is Nigeria. Okay, in Nigeria. In the UK, I do not know. But in Nigeria, don't try it.
He's saying, well, you know, these days we wouldn't kill apostates, but, you know, when Islam wasn't so strong, or at some point in the future, it would have been okay. It was never okay. It was never okay. To say that there was ever a time or a set of conditions in which it would be okay, that is horrific.
I think this is when Muslims who are in denial will be very selectful. Will be selectful in their understanding of Islamic history.
There's something wrong with the audio. There's quite a lot of delay. But guys, just bear with this.
There is, after the Prophet Muhammad died, or Muhammad died, he's no prophet to me, but when he died, there is a whole wars that Abu Bakr and Ali waged. It's called the wars of the Murtad wars, or the apostate wars, where Abu Bakr and Ali actually burned alive people that were accused of apostasy. So ISIS didn't invent this. This was done in Islam
just to say
under an Islamic state.
Okay,
so let's not be selective.
Look, Islamic tradition, some hadith are accepted, some aren't, some are seen as dubious, some are seen as genuine. Just on that theological point, you're a theologian. Very quickly on that theological point, Osama, burning alive and all that. Very quickly, got to move on.
We have these difficult traditions, actually, talking about killing apostates. Others saying, no, it's fine, people who became Christians from Islam, became Jews, etc., and who were left alone. The apostate wars were also political wars because it was rebellion as well. So there's an early discussion as to whether it was about apostasy or whether it was about political rebellion against United Arabia. Muslims have to grapple with these difficult issues. These are difficult issues in our tradition. The Ottomans repealed the apostasy laws in mid-19th century, 150 years ago. Al-Azhar in Egypt repealed, killing apostates 50, 60 years ago. And many Muslims don't know that. Many fundamentalist Muslims, literalists, want to bring that back. And they're doing it right now in Syria and Iraq and Saudi Arabia and other places. But Muslims have to have an honest discussion with their tradition. And of course, you can be educated and still be Muslim and a devout Muslim.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Like this woman. That woman, she had quite a lot of points. Every time she tried to talk, she kept getting shut down. And she was speaking with quite a lot of fear. And that theologian as well, when he was talking, if you look in his eyes, like he had this fear. You can see it. He wasn't confident. Okay, it's like he felt under threat. But anyway, the thing is directness. Directness is all we want. And so far, to be honest, from things that have been going on, I've been hearing so much. I'm seeing it online as well. People have been saying it, that there's some form of deception is allowed. The question is deception allowed in Islam? In Islam, lying is generally forbidden as it's considered a major sin and a trait of hypocrites. However, it is allowed in 3 specific situations. So lying is allowed. To reconcile people in conflict, in times of war, to deceive enemies, and to say something positive to one's wife to maintain marital harmony. These exceptions serve the greater purpose of achieving a definite Islamic interest or warding off serious harm when truthfulness cannot. You notice how they didn't give very straight answers.
And I'm sorry, Nikki, the suggestion which has been put out by atheists and humanists and supporters of Majid Nawaz that I somehow endorsed the violence. I somehow endorsed these death threats.
You tweeted.
I did not.
Okay, one at a time. Wait, everybody. Milo's come in. What do you want to say? Milo's partner, your partner's Muslim, isn't it?
Yes, he is, and he would be horrified by your slipperiness, and he would be horrified by your hypocrisy. You tweeted that you were going to inform Islamic countries that Majid Nawaz had committed this crime for which you used the Urdu, which is a crime punishable by death in Pakistan. You tweeted that you would inform Islamic countries of what he'd done. What is that, if not an incitement to violence toward his person?
Wow, he just said it point blank, straight in his face, no fear, without stuttering, just spoke the truth, hit the nail on the head. That is what we need, directness. When we debate, let's just talk plainly. All right, no beating around the bush. Let us understand. People have questions, okay? Don't try to confuse us some more. We just want to know. If that is what he is, then that's what he is. All right? If it's red, it's red. If it's black, it's black. If it's a spade, it's a spade. If it's a spoon, it's a spoon. If it's a fork, it's a fork. If it's a shovel, it's a shovel. That is all. Because to be honest, this is something where I keep hearing 2 opinions about the same thing. And I'm just like, I better not ask questions anymore. Okay, let us understand, because to live in the UK in peace, harmony, togetherness and tolerance, we need to understand each other. That's it. That's what I think. Anyway guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I'm going to catch you in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I love you more than words can say. You are me. Oh, you are the light that shine in my way. You are me. Oh,